I'm not really a fan of these little short YouTube videos. I am not used to talking to myself while I'm trying to teach something, but it's the world that we're living in right now, so we're going to roll with it and do the best that we can. I've got 3 little clips that I want to set up for you in this lecture about the Constitution. The first is New Jersey and the vote. And so I'm looking at the outline here while I'm talking it over with you, and you can do so as well. I gave you the link in the module there. So the Constitution, when it's written initially, New Jersey's Constitution, it sets out 3 qualifications for voting. You have to be an inhabitant of the colony of full age. You have to be worth 50 pounds, which is pretty average for the time. You know, if you have some textbooks and maybe a car or a bike, clothes, you probably have about what would be equal to about 50 pounds in the 1770s. So it's pretty average, 50 pounds. And you have to have lived in the county for a year. So as long as you have lived in the county, have 50 pounds in cash or property, and you've lived there for a year, you get to vote. And so what this means then is if women and people of color fit those qualifications, and again, most women, if they were married, they wouldn't have fit that qualification because their husband would have had ownership of their property. But if they were widowed or in a real rare instance never married, they could vote. And in fact, women and people of color were voting in New Jersey for about 30 years. But then look at the law in 1807. In 1807, they changed the law, and they write, whereas doubts have been raised, the great diversities in practice obtained throughout the state in regard to the admission of, not my word, but the word in the document, aliens, females, and persons of color, or Negroes, to vote in the election, be it enacted by the Council and the General Assembly of this state, this hereby enacted by the authority of the same, that from and after the passage of this act, no person shall vote in any state or county election unless such person be a free, white, male citizens of this state. And so now they changed that law. They got rid of that loophole. Well, and I shouldn't say a loophole. We know they actually intended it, because if you look at other parts of the Constitution, they say his or her. But we think that perhaps New Jersey realized they were atypical, so they wanted to be like the other 12 states, and also maybe women and people of color were voting, and they were voting in a way that the powers that be didn't want them to vote. So this was a way to change that. And now it seems to be saying that to be a citizen is to be white, to be a citizen is to be free, and to be a citizen is to be male. I always like to think about, what if New Jersey, instead of trying to be like the other 12 states, what if the other 12 states had decided to be like New Jersey? And right from the beginning, we would have allowed women and people of color to vote. What a different history we'd have. But that's not the history that is to be. Again, to be free, to be white, to be male as a citizen, according to the New Jersey State Constitution and according to those in the other states as well. All right, thank you.